Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Carter Walker. I love talking about movies, comics, and superheroes, everything in between. And I saw Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire, last night. Godzilla x Kong was a movie where coming into the year, I really wasn't like super excited for it. I'm one of the few people that didn't really enjoy GVK. I thought the human characters were just abysmal in that, and I couldn't really get behind anything in that movie. I need to rewatch it again. I'm due for a rewatch, and so, I don't know, maybe I'm missing something. And I'm not a massive, like, King Kong Godzilla fan, so I don't know a ton of the lore, and I think it's important that you know that going in while I review this film, because I don't know a ton of the lore. I could totally be wrong. I posted, like, my first reaction. I was kind of getting flamed because I don't know a lot of, like, King Kong Godzilla lore. I don't know a lot about it, and so it's a little hard for me to discuss this movie because, yeah, I've seen the movies, it's been a while, and so when they're like, hey, Hollow Earth has a hollower Earth in it, and I was like, was that in the movie? Godzilla x Kong is directed by Adam Wingard and stars Rebecca Hall, Brian Tyree Henry, and Dan Stevens. Have you seen Godzilla x Kong? What did you think about it? Let me know down in the comments. What I'm gonna give is just my opinion. And again, I'm not a massive Godzilla fan. I really enjoy watching the Godzilla movies, especially King of Monsters. Really enjoyed Godzilla -1. I'm trying to branch out a little bit. I just don't know a ton about the character. So if I get anything wrong, if I mess any of the lore up, I do apologize. Just feel free to correct me down in the comments below. Don't be a dick about it. Starting out with the positives, I think the biggest positive I can give this movie is that for the most part, it knows what it is. It's not trying to be super deep, super meaningful. It's a movie about a giant monkey and a giant lizard fighting other giant animals. And from the very start, it kicks off with Godzilla just leveling the Parthenon, I believe. Just leveling some, like, maybe not the Parthenon, I don't know a ton of... He levels a historic building when he's fighting another kaiju. Just straight up levels it, annihilates it, gone. And everyone's like, yeah, Godzilla, let's go! Like, everyone's freaking out because Godzilla's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. And everyone's super hyped about it. And it's like, Godzilla just killed like 6,000 people. But stuff like that is just commonplace. And it sets up, like, this is the movie you're going to be seeing. Don't ask questions. Just be along for the ride. I don't know if that's controversial, but that's just how it was for me. It's a movie to where I saw it and I was like, okay, you know, it's just one of those movies where you turn your brain off. You have to just accept everything is going to be goofy and fun and over the top. And it's a good time if you can do that. The effects for Godzilla, especially, and King Kong look really good. Kong looks fantastic, like, the whole movie through, and, well, some of the other animals, or, like, the smaller ape, he looks really good at times. They don't ever reach the height of Kong. Kong just looks phenomenal, and Godzilla, as always, just looks good, whether he's fighting King Kong, using his atomic breath, or just taking a nap in the Roman Coliseum. He's just looking so fine, man. Godzilla's the best. Another massive positive for this film is just Godzilla. I really enjoy Godzilla. I know he's not like the terrifying Godzilla -1 or the Shin Godzilla, and some people might be annoyed with how the movie handles him because it just kind of plays him as a joke. Like, he just goes and takes naps all the time, and it really did make me laugh. I thought it was funny. Like, he's just a big giant lizard. I used to own a bearded dragon, my best bud, and every time I watch, like, a Godzilla movie, I'm like, yeah, sounds about right. He just gets really angry and then he gets really tired. So the stuff with Godzilla I thought was really fun and memorable and funny, and I did really enjoy that. And honestly, if that's all you're looking for in this film, then go. Just go see it. It's a fun time. It's doing really well at the box office, and critics and people are seeming to enjoy it, I think. I honestly don't know. My friend said the critics liked it. I didn't fact check him. But if that's what you want monsters fighting other monsters, go ahead and check this out. Your ticket's already bought. But if you're interested in anything else in the film, you might want to stick around because I did think that as a movie, it has some massive problems. Mainly with the mix, I would say that a lot of the human elements and story elements here are just not very good. I think there's a lot of issues here with the pacing. The middle seems to drag quite a bit before picking up at the end and just becoming awesome again. And I did think that some of the characters were really weak. Whereas Dan Stevens was having, like, the time of his life. He was so fun, so magnetic. And then Rebecca Hall, bless her heart, she's just, like, trying to carry this like it's a drama. And it's like, you just need to go full Dan Stevens. Just lean in, have fun with it, go all out. It doesn't matter. and just enjoy yourself. And Dan Stevens really saved the human side of this movie. I thought he was fun. I laughed at quite a few of his lines. He's just like so over the top, so goofy. Another mixed element will be the CGI. I know I said Kong and Godzilla look really good. A lot of Hollow Earth just looks off at some points. And I know it's meant to look otherworldly and different, but part of that is the lens and the vignette that they use in the film. It really started to bother me. Like, this is a pretty big negative for me. I know I'm all over the place and I apologize, but the lens and vignette that they use just for simple dialogue scenes really took me out of the film. And I know it's such a small nitpick to take, but it's just something that really bugged me and got on my nerves after a while, and I just have to be honest about it. So as much as I enjoyed seeing Godzilla suplex King Kong, and yes, that happens in the film and it's phenomenal, I did find a lot of issues with the pacing, with some of the editing, and a lot of the human characters. And honestly, if I wanted to really critique this movie and dive into like, oh, this, and this, like the direction just wasn't great, you could, but why? I mean, most people who see it know what they're getting into. So at the end of the day, is it fun? Is it entertaining? For the most part, I'd say the beginning and the last like third are pretty entertaining. There's a big chunk in the middle where it is honestly a little boring. With that being said, it has a lot of really high highs. In case you haven't noticed, this is a movie where I'm like flip-flopping on it. Honestly, I'd give it like a 6.5, like 6 out of 10. When I had fun, I had a ton of fun. And when I was bored, I was pretty bored. So what's good is great and what's bad is abysmal here. So just keep that in mind when you go and see it. In all honesty, I still enjoyed it, but if I ever rewatched it, I would just watch the Godzilla Kong fight and any other fight in this film because it's really fun. And I do wish that Godzilla had a little bit more to do in this film. He's like, I mean, I've said it a million times, Godzilla's the GOAT. And we need more Godzilla in this film. Anyways, guys, that was a pretty short review. I did skip like a lot of the stuff that I usually go over, just because for movies like Godzilla x Kong, it just didn't seem very necessary, and this review is late. Most people would have already seen it if they're interested in it. So if you're still around by now, thank you so much for the support. I'm trying to hit 500 by May. Anyways, guys, stay tuned. I have a couple videos coming out soon. As always, thank you so much for the support, and have a great rest of your day.